biggest things that caught my attention in the beginning. Hi, my name is Brian, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what makes Dubli stand out in a crowded marketplace. Because let's just get real for a second, right? There's a lot of work from home opportunities that are out there. There's tons of companies that are out there doing business. Seems like every single day something new comes out, some new product, some new idea. A lot of companies are doing the same old ideas over and over and over again. They're recycling some of the same ideas. One company starts to have success in one area and a whole bunch of others jump on board. And the reality is that out of the hundreds, maybe even thousands of work from home opportunities that are out there, most of them are junk. They're startup opportunities that may or may not be around. It's been shown that 9 out of 10 startup companies will fail, and that's not unique to the network marketing industry. That's the entire business world as a whole. So, we know that 9 out of 10 are not going to make it. But on the network marketing side, or the work from home side, you have those types of companies that just simply aren't going to make it, and then you have others that walk the really fine line between what's considered to be acceptable business practices or not, that kind of thing. But let's just look at the work from home industry as it compares to what has been brought to the table by Dubli, because I'll tell you, what we're seeing right now, I've been in this industry for 20 years. I've never seen anything like this. And I mean that because there are some significant differences between MLM and what Dubli is doing. And I think not the least of which is that MLM involves sales, almost overwhelmingly. Now, by the way, not every single company is these are going to apply to, okay? So if the shoe fits, obviously, but if it doesn't, that's okay. But in MLM, for the most part, it's sales, right? They either have a product or a service that they're trying to convince folks is a better product or service than what they might already be using, or it may be a product or service that folks have never had before, and so they're showcasing the benefits of that product or that service to try to convince the consumer to pick up that product and service and begin using it for the first time. So there are sales involved. The other thing on MLM is that there's a markup on their products or their services, right? Between 700 and 1,000%. Right? A typical bottle of, for example, Mona V costs somewhere around the neighborhood of $2-3 to produce, and then that bottle sells on the open market for $35 or somewhere in that neighborhood. And those numbers may not be exact, but the point is that there's a huge markup, and that's okay. That markup needs to be there in order to provide a payout to the distributors of that organization. So you've got a markup on the products between 700 to 1,000%. Okay, here's another thing. There's typically, to be in business, an auto ship. And that auto ship is anywhere between $100 to $150 to $200 a month, typically. Not always, but typically. And that auto ship is what keeps a distributor in business. Okay, so the company says in order for you to be in business with us, you must purchase X amount of product or service every single month. And typically that auto ship is going to be more than an individual can consume for themselves, and so they're expected to go out and sell those products at retail. Again, not a problem, right? Not a problem at all. The next thing that is MLM, one of the MLM tenets, okay, is in addition to the fact that it's sales, is 700 to 1,000% markup. There's that $150 to $200 a month auto ship. In addition to that, you have the internet. The internet is a huge detractor for traditional network marketing. Let me give you an example. The internet is a bad thing for traditional MLM companies, and here's why. Because you can go on to just about you can go on to eBay, for example, and find just about any product sold in the MLM world for literally pennies on the dollar. And I brought this one up just as an example. I'm not picking on any one company. I just know a lot of folks that love the product that's made by Vima. And Vima's a great company, and they make a great product. But right here, we're looking at eBay, and you can see that there are Vima products now being sold on eBay for significantly less than what you'll find them in the catalog or what you can purchase them for from a distributor at retail, right? And they range, Vima Next, one person selling it for $19, one person selling it for $25. Here's Verve for $10 for a 6-pack for the coffee stuff. We could just do this all day, and it's not limited to this one company. We could put Mona V in here, we could put Zango in here, we could put Tupperware, Avon, Mary Kay, any number of different companies in here. And so what's happened is the internet has created a secondary market that MLM companies must compete against. Did you catch that? The internet has created a secondary market. So MLM distributors now are having to compete against other MLM distributors from the same company that are no longer in that company that are selling their excess product on the internet at a severe discount. So it makes it nearly impossible for a seller or a builder or a distributor in a traditional MLM company to acquire retail customers. And as a result, what happens is something called internal consumption. And that means that only the distributors are consuming the product or the service. Said another way, internal consumption means that these companies are 99% distributor driven. It's the distributors that are consuming all of the product. It's the distributors that are creating all of the volume. Now, Dubli, and as I'm sitting in Miss Sherry Sharman's living room in Carlsbad, California, my eyes are popping out of my head like giant saucers, right, as I'm taking in all this information. And what I saw about Dubli just blew me away. The first thing I noticed about Dubli was that we weren't selling anything. We're not convincing anybody to use something that we want them to use over what they've already been using, or to change brands, or to change. All we're saying in Dubli is do what you were going to do anyway, and we'll help you get cash back. So we're not engaging in sales, we're simply engaging in discounting. Meaning that we're telling people just keep doing what you've been doing, we're just going to help you get cash back. So discounting or cash back. Okay? So we're not engaging in sales at all. In addition, Dubli doesn't have a markup on any kind of product or service. As a matter of fact, we're saying, hey, keep buying the products and services that you've been buying, and we'll just help you get, up to 30% cash back. So instead of a markup, we're actually getting people savings. And we're not giving them savings on what we want to sell them. We're giving them savings on what they want to buy and what they've already been buying. In Dubli, we don't have an auto ship. You're not going to end up with a garage full of Dubli that you've got to give away next month, right? You're not going to end up with a closet full of Dubli that you have to sell on eBay now. There is no auto ship. What we have is we have a customer voucher. We have a VIP voucher, okay, that can be sold or given away, and it generates a commission when it's activated, and it also generates an ongoing 25% commission on all shopping and travel. So what happens in Dubli is our monthly upkeep, if you will, is the purchase of a monthly VIP voucher that is now basically creating a customer in your business. So your monthly expenditure is creating an ongoing compounding residual income, as opposed to a one-time purchase of product that you can't consume and that you've got to find some way to get rid of. Okay. The last thing is the internet, for us, is our best friend. We love the internet. Because the internet is where people are shopping. The internet is where people are going now. The internet is where deals are being driven. The internet is what is changing the way that we as consumers and as a nation are acquiring our goods and services. And we love that because our whole business is getting people cash back when they're doing on the internet what they used to do at the mall. And so the internet has become our best friend. And as a result of this, we've created a service that people can't get enough of. When you're getting 12, 14, 16% cash back, you can't afford not to get that cash back. So we're finding customers telling customers who's telling other customers. And as a result, what's happened in Dubli is our ratio of builders to customers worldwide is over 200 customers to every builder inside the Dubli opportunity. So what that means is that we are 0.5% distributor driven and 99.5% customer driven. And why that is so critically important is because if you understand that when your business is customer driven, your income is not determined by or influenced by the amount of recruiting or attrition you have going on in your building organization. Your income is driven by the customer base and how much they're shopping and how much they're traveling. And that's why on the MLM side, so many people spend all of their time recruiting so hard to overcome attrition because they know that all of their income is created by distributors, whether it's the sign-up fees or the usage of the product, but only the distributors are creating revenue. In Dubli, if a distributor leaves our organization, it doesn't change our income at all because there's 200 retail customers shopping, traveling, saving, and loving Dubli that are not going anywhere just because the distributor left. So Dubli is an entirely new idea that's been presented to us in North America at the right time, and we are in the right place, and it is dramatically different from anything that I have been offered or anything I've been involved in over the last 20 years. For these reasons,